Hi everybody, I am Melissa Powell and I am from One Track Mind, Rail Videography and Photography, but not in that order. Um, I would just like to give an update. Uh, a few of you that I'm friends with off of YouTube know that 3 weeks ago tomorrow I fell right over there. It was 4 o'clock in the morning and I got up to use the bathroom and I don't know what happened, but I fell. And I got hurt really bad from my right ankle up to my right hip, and up here was one bruise, which many of you saw my, well, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you saw the pictures. Anyway, I went to the doctor and I can no longer walk unassisted per my doctor. So today, my new walker with the wheels and the brakes and the seat is going to be here anytime now. Um, yeah, and I am already a wheelchair user. I have been. I've been disabled since I was 19. But with my vision problems, which I'm also going to update on, she said that it's no longer safe for me to be walking without support. So I am just rolling with it, I guess. And last Thursday, I saw the retina specialist. He said, even though my eyes are bad, they're not bad enough to do any kind of treatment with, which I don't know how to feel about that because my eyes are bad. My balance is bad. My peripheral vision is bad. My distance vision, like, I don't know what the word is right now. It's also Aphasia Awareness Month. And I have been celebrating that sucker for the last 2 days, 3 days. Like, I don't know if it's related or if it's stress related. Um, and my uncle, one of my favorite uncles, passed away this morning. He had, let me think of it, respiratory fibrosis. Yeah, my Uncle Dick. Ridge, went fishing with him many times. Lots of great memories. He was a great guy. He always made me feel welcome in my new family. So, back to my eyes. They did an angiogram and they put an IV here. You see my bruise there. Um, and of course, even though it was a half a dose, it still made me sick. Very nauseated, just like whoosh. Um, he said everything. First of all, my other doctor, the one who did my cataract, said everything had progressed too quickly for him and that I needed to see the retina specialist. Now, the retina specialist told me something else. He said everything seems stable, even though it's bad. But I just don't understand why they don't want to wait. I don't understand why they want to wait until, you know, I have to wait 6 more months. I go back December the 3rd. That's 6 months from today. Oh, I'm frustrated. I don't like to wait. I'm like, am I going to be totally blind by then? I have retinopathy and I'm bleeding in my eyes. And it's not as easy, people can tell me in a second opinion, where am I going to get this second opinion from? I live in a teeny tiny town in Indiana. The major towns are nowhere around me. They're at least 100 miles away. So I'll just sit here and wait and go blind, I guess. I don't know. And then the doctor kind of dismissed me when I said it's horrible what I'm going through. And he was like, it's not horrible. It's just inconvenient and, very annoying. I mean, way to be dismissive and this really kind of ticked me off when he said. But I mean, what can I do? He is the doctor and he's supposed to know what he's doing, so like I can look this way and look back this way and I get a white flash of light over here. And I still have this pigment right through here. It's like a brown pigment. Um, and I have swirling water looking stuff in my eyes, floaters. Um, he said there was a surgery they can do to get rid of the floaters, but that can cause blindness. So that's kind of out of the question. I just don't know. Frustrated. On the plus side, it hasn't rained in a few days, but that's going to change tomorrow because we're supposed to get a major storm come through here. So, and I did good trying to stay off my foot and my leg. The bruising's almost all gone on my leg, but my ankle still hurts and where the bruises were still hurts. But I did get checked out by the doctor, and she asked me, did I go to the emergency room? I said, would you have gone to the emergency room at 4 o'clock in the morning? And she said, probably not. So I laid in bed many days, and I tried not to go out and film, but I did, but I stayed in my car. So it wasn't like I was walking around that much. I walked around a little, but I always like hung on to our car and we met some friends in Newcastle and I leaned on their truck and so now the big thing is we have to rearrange our living room furniture, which means taking our TV off of one wall, moving it across the living room to the other wall, and sometime putting it back up on the wall hanger bracket. But for now, I think we're just going to set it on our sofa table. So that's the major part of all of this is I have to make my home more accessible because right now the furniture is all like together and it needs to be spread out more on that side of the room. So we're going to be doing that and my husband's not happy. Well, he is happy, that I got that thing and it only cost us $38. The insurance paid for the rest. I got a lift chair, but it no longer lifts. I don't know if it's because I'm too big. Probably because I'm too big for it. Um, we paid $80 for it. We traveled an hour south to get it, and our friends helped us get it home. But it still reclines, so at least there's that. And we're going to see if the insurance company will buy me one that is appropriate for my height and for my weight. And I'm excited that I'm getting this rolling walker. That way I can take my dog for a walk, and if something happens, I can at least sit down and I can get some exercise because it's hard for me to walk without pain because I've had degenerative disc disease and osteoarthritis since I was a teenager, which is something that usually doesn't happen to people much, much older than a teenager. So hopefully I can lose some of my COVID weight. I gained 50 pounds during COVID. And at the same time, my nephew tragically passed away in his sleep on my birthday in 2020. And I did a lot of stress and grief eating, as one does. I gained 50 pounds back that I had been working hard to lose. And I'm going to work at getting that, you know, I'm going to try to lose it. I'm going to do my best to lose it. Found my little, I'm going through my desk drawer too because I'm nervous. I get nervous when I talk. That's why you don't hear me talking very much on my videos because I don't like my voice when I'm recording. I think I sound weird and I sound like I'm talking like this. Um, I don't know if anything else. We did go to my parents' house today, and I'm the one who told my dad that his brother died. He didn't know. My cousin Nisi, she messaged me early this morning after 1 and said that dad got his wings and that he died peacefully, which makes me feel a lot better because I know when you struggle to breathe as being an asthmatic, it's scary. But he fought and was a fighter, and dad dad teared up a little bit, and my cousins Vicky and Emily, um, their kids, and my cousin Alex had shared some really great pictures of their dad, and one of them was Uncle Dick and Aunt Diane and my mom and dad. They went on one of them things, where you hang from a rope. See, I don't know the word because I have aphasia and I can't think of the word. Um, Zip lining. They all went zip lining and they're like 75 years old. My mom and dad are, well, no, my mom and dad are 77, 78, and my Aunt Diane just turned 80 yesterday. And I think my was already 80. So, yeah. And when I was little, we'd go up to my grandparents' cabin in near Cadillac, Michigan, and it didn't have power, it didn't have electricity, and it didn't have running water. And my grandpa would have to turn on the generator every day at noon so my grandma could watch Days of Our Lives. And we'd have to pump water at the kitchen sink. There was an old cup, and there was like a tin cup, and that tin cup it was the best water ever because it was so cold and it just tasted really good. And my grandma would heat water up on the wood burning stove, and she would wash my hair and my cousin's hair at this little sink and everything. So that was a great memory, and we'd all stay in that cabin, and um, we'd all go up. Um, so my dad and my uncles could hunt, and we'd go up for Thanksgiving, and it was really good memories. I loved it. So I just am grateful that I got to have my Uncle Dick in my family. He always treated me really well. He never picked on me or teased me or put me down. And he just would talk and he told good stories, and I'll miss him. He's a great guy. So I'm gonna get off of here and I'll share some pictures. And he was a big Cleveland Brown fan, so yeah. So he's gone to that big golf course in the sky. He would come down and go golfing with my dad and my uncle, and he'd bring his son down with him, and they'd all go golfing. And so I know that my dad and my uncle Kenny will really miss them. They were really close. I will see you guys later, and check out my bird feeder video. My bird feeder got blowed over just a little bit ago. So there won't be any bird feeder videos today. We need to figure out how to keep it from blowing over since we had to put it in a flower pot. Probably put some rocks around it or something. So anyway, see you later.